Hello, guys. Sorry I'm late and it looks weird. I'm not going to be on camera much today, but I thought I would come on for a minute and talk to you guys. I turned the mic and the cam off and couldn't get it back on. I still have like an eye infection, so my glasses reflect the light. And the background's made for like my phone, so it looks weird, but ignore that. How are you guys tonight? Can you hear me? KFC, yummy. I love KFC. My eye's feeling better, but it still hurts. I've been using these antibiotic eye drops that my dad had, and he was saving, but I think it looks a little bit better. It's this one, but it's still pretty red. And this is the first time I've had makeup on, but I just put a little bit on. But I still don't know what happened. Oh, thank you, Shar. If I didn't have that glare, but yeah. So anyways, my hoodie. I love these sleeves. They're like, this hoodie is like a hoodie for like a work, like a construction place. But I like the sleeves. So thank you, Drunken True Crime. Anyway, so this is what I thought. I did the debate with Jessica on the Summer Wells case. And hey, Punksy. Oh, I thought I would read Punksy and you're up here. Hey, hair gal. So this is what I thought we could do. I'm doing a debate with Jessica soon on the Watts case. And thank you, TCA. Hey, the pink Dahlia. Why do I always mess up trying to show the comments? Like I click on them and it doesn't work. There we go. So I thought before we do the maybe I'll just do that. Before we do the debate with Jess, I needed to come up with a list of red flags in the Watts case, things that stand out and make you think it's not exactly how it seems. Now, it doesn't have to be the mistress, or it could even be if your theory is Chris wasn't involved, or even, whatever it is. All theories welcome. I want to know all the red flags. So these will be the points that we'll be going over in the debate. And I thought we could list them together and go through it. I really loved listening to Amber and Kelly this morning with Prairie Boy. Oh, thank you, Punksy. Hey, Sugar Ant. You need to think for yourself here. I know, for real. But you guys, I want to know, any of yours that are, if you have theories like that, she might show up. I love Megan. A lot of times my brain, it's just, I have more of like a logical, or I don't know how to explain it, like skeptical brain. So a lot of times I won't believe the conspiracies, but I like to hear them, Hey, Roxanne. Hey, Without Borders. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Kelly. Kelly's going to send me a list. I wanted to go through that. There was like an article that Amber had sent me that was pretty good. We might go through that. Let me get Microsoft Word up. Do you guys like my background, the island? They were joking about when, was it Kelly and Amber on Prairie Boy? I believe they were joking about how the Wells case, got you prepared for, or the Watts case got you prepared for the craziness of the Wells case. Oh, wait, shoot. Hold on. Does that sound different, you guys? Let me know if I sound different. Because I was using the mic with the laptop on accident. I didn't have this one plugged in. And I'm just curious, because it's a new laptop, if this mic's even better. In my opinion, NK definitely played a bigger role than just being... I agree. Samantha, okay, awesome. Hey, Will. Oh, I think I'm going on Will's show soon to talk about Oakley Carlson. And on my channel, I was thinking maybe tomorrow during the day, I want to watch. So you guys remember we talked about Oakley Carlson, the little girl she was last seen in February. Her parents claim to have last seen her in November. But anyways, she was in foster care, given back to the birth parents. So the foster parents did an interview with the Dad Challenge podcast, and I really want to go over that with you guys. He said that he didn't mind if we kind of watch it together and and go through it. So I want to do that maybe tomorrow day. I don't know when when you're wanting to do it. So yeah, they are. Kelly and Amber are so passionate of the Watts case. I love listening to them talk about that. And I usually agree a lot with them. Like, I have some friends I just totally disagree with on this, like Wolfie, Will, Jessica. But a lot of times with Kelly and Amber, I'm agreeing with them. Let me see. Okay. Most features are disabled because your office product is what? Mm-mm-mm. Okay, there we go. Huh. Gotcha. I'll use WordPad. I don't need Microsoft Word. Sorry, you guys. What are you guys into? My theory, I usually, Seth, like I said, I'm very suspicious of the mistress. So I don't know. I guess let's get into it and start like, let me share my screen. And the way that we'll do this, let me think. I just really wanted to hang out with you guys, talk about whatever, and talk about this too. But if you guys had any questions or anything, and there we go. Just make it like a laid back, relax study session. Come on, StreamYard, what's going on? There we go. Okay. I won't be able to be awake here in the UK to listen to the lab. I have to leave it up to the justice system. Thoughts for all the missing, murdered, and lost. But yes, I'm suspicious of the mistress. Thou who shall not be named. Okay. So I'm going to make it bigger for a minute to title it. I did it all fancy with the summer one. We're not doing that here. Let's just do red flags. The Watts family tragedy. Okay. Let's talk about some of the obvious things, and I'll stop in between to get y'all's opinion. So, one of the most suspicious things about this case would be the Google search, right? Nicole Kessinger Googled Shanann and Chris months, actually almost a year, right? It's been a while. I'm not really refreshed on this. Months before the murders. Second suspicious thing is the typo. Everyone's saying, it coming out. It's a typo. It's not a typo. It's a typo. It's not a typo. So we'll do that one, those two, and then another very obvious one I think would be the phone ping, right? So the phone. NK phone pings by the Watts home the morning of the murders. This is unusual. Okay, so what do you guys think? Okay, so the DA said it wasn't a typo, correct? But who came out first and said it was? Was it the police or the news? There was something, and then he had to correct it. Very suspicious of NK. Here's the here's the obvious thing. NK is hot. Yeah, she's an attractive girl. And like in the thumbnail of this picture, she really plays, she's one of those girls who, she walks around and like bends over in front of the guy she likes, and she's very forward, I think, in the way that she behaves. Yep, which is not a typo. Absolutely. Insanely confused. I still want your name. It feels so personal. That's hilarious. Too funny. Disagree, Irvin. NK was stalking online for a year or more. Who knows? NK meets her at 4th of July. Okay, what about this? Now, I've heard about the 4th of July thing. That came from Cheryl and Cadle. What about another red flag would be the rumors that this kind of plays into, whoa, it's like a way different size. This kind of plays into the rumors that she worked at the children's, they worked together. What was that? How should I write that? We'll just put children's hospital. Okay, another one is the infamous red car. That has caused so many online debates. I've been a part of a few of them. Oh, is Megan in here? Yay! The problem with that is someone wrote that in the discovery. It was not data taken right from her phone data. Huh. Okay. Megan, you guys, that's what I was going to tell Megan and Sugar Ant and whoever has any suggestions. I want to make this list like as powerful and as thorough as possible, because it's not effective if it's not, right? Like with the Summer Wells case, if I had 5 red flags that, they don't really mean shit by themselves, that doesn't mean much. But when you're at 65, 75 red flags, that's different. We cannot believe anything that comes out of her mouth. It's all hearsay, not facts. What about the letters in the book, though? And here, let's do that. Another red flag. Chris's story changed so much from his original confession. We'll put confession, confusion, to what he told Sherilyn in the book, and also what he told the police. I think she's an attractive girl, and Nicole Kessinger. She's definitely has a body on her, you know what I mean? And Chris is so like shy, and he probably, I don't know. I think that that was really like powerful to him, the way that she acted. You know what I mean? I think she voodooed Chris. Well, that's another red flag, right? When NK did that obstacle course that got her picture in the paper. Yes, Lori. All the talk of the magic, then we have the crystals and that kind of thing. The crystal under the baby's bed, which you have some people who say that Shanann put it there. Magic crystals. Well, I guess that could be one. Let me see what you guys think about that. Yeah, think for yourself. I hadn't seen you on for a while either. How Trent Bolt ties into NK and CW. Yes, Millie. Chris confessed, but he had a few different confessions that were different from each other. I do believe that he was part of it. I just don't believe he was alone necessarily. And I believe that it's possible. I think that, we like to... some people it's just the way people's brains work, right? Some people's brains work in a certain way where things are more like I don't know. Some people, you guys know what I mean. Some people see things in black and white. Some people see them in all the shades, and it's just, yeah. So yeah, he did confess to his dad at first. His dad, like, well, that was part of their tactic, I believe. Well, I know it was. And they leave them in the room alone on camera together, and as soon as he does, boom. CW stopping at the mailboxes first. Wait, was that when that's when he's on the body cam, right? I'll put that on our list, but I just want to be sure so when we do the debate on I don't buy either confession. Chris changed his story in the interview at the prison. Yeah, he does lie a lot. The problem with Chris's letters is that he is a liar. No one should believe anything out of his mouth. I agree. How can you? How do you pick and choose what to believe? His wife was probably the first piece Chris ever had. Then came along. Yeah, I think it was like maybe not the first, but something like that. I agree. Yeah, Allison did say you need to be here, Megan. There's no way Chris carried 3 bodies out by himself. Well, I mean, we know that he didn't because you see the shadow. I mean, I know that people get weird about the shadow, but that first original one that you see, and even the DA has acknowledged, which Kelly mentioned earlier, and I think is so interesting that, in the sentencing, I believe it was, the DA mentioned how he carried them all out. He was like, but then he pretended that he knew the shadow was there all along. But I don't believe there was time, and I think that's a good red flag. Yes, HC, he didn't have. That's what I was going to say. I don't think there was time to take both of the babies up, and I mean, we'll put very little time. Okay, another red flag, the Metallica text from after. Oh, what's the name of that song? I know you guys know. I've went through the lyrics of it on my channel before, but Battery. Hey, Johnny. The lack of proper court proceedings, and it happened so fast. I'll write it just like you said. I do not think she is attractive at all. You can ski off of her forehead. He didn't act surprised in the least bit. Who, his dad? Trent rode way too hard for NK and their mutual friends. Seth, I want to do it on panel. What, your theory? Hey, you can come up on mine whenever you want, if you want to do that. Or you can come up when me and Jessica do the debate. Why the house was clean, but Shenanigans' office looks like someone was trying to find something. Her videos of her office is not trash. She was gone for 6 weeks. Yeah, her office was really cluttered and really crazy. So that is kind of bizarre. Remember that little doll that laughs when they're going into the closet of the office room? And I do believe that people found it was an LOL doll, but man, he said she killed the girl, so he killed her. Right. One thing I saw that was crazy was on Jim's Facebook, he followed a lot of women that sold Thrive prior to the murders. Oh, wow. Huh. Please be respectful in chat. Was somebody not respectful? You cannot see anything on that footage. The DA even admits that. To me, I totally see the shadow. Oh, battery, I'm way behind. Red flag, evidence missing, destroyed, or tainted. All right. But tell me which evidence that is so that, with like what you're referring to there, so I'll know when we do the debate. There wasn't much evidence at all, but destroyed, tainted. I forgot the other word you used, but we'll go back and see what you say. Okay, insanely confused. Big oil being involved, the pending vote. Now, I think that's suspicious too. The upcoming election, as far as not Nicole Kessinger, but and I think this is why, that's why there's so many like. There's so much that's unanswered, and then there's so many possibilities that it really your mind can just run wild from you. It really can. Um, Upcoming election. They paid the place where Chris worked. They paid a pretty penny as far as their donation to the Republican Party of Colorado, which DA Rourke is part of the Republican Party in Colorado. Okay, Kelly, drive safe. The fact that they allowed him to stay in that home frustrated me. So, yeah. The crime scene was released just days after the murders. Now, there's a lot of speculation about that video that night when he comes out, and I don't know what you guys think, but some people think before he comes out that someone else comes out of the house. So that'll be something that I'd like to debate. I know that I can't, it's hard to tell because sometimes it really looks like it could be. There's been times I'm fully convinced that it was her because the shoes look different, the height looks different. It seems like you can see like the top of a ponytail, but I don't know. And it's not, I'm sure that I don't know how hard it would be to like edit something like that, but I think it's easy for our minds to trick us into certain things as well. So I try to be mindful of that. When the police first got there, Dieter's cage was in the garage part coming in. Why did Chris run downstairs? Making out like he had to. He acted very bizarre when he first got there. Like, what was he doing in Shanann's car? Let's write that just to have that as a conversation. When you guys know what I'm talking about? He like gets something out of the car or puts something in the car at the Lexus when he. Oh, something so weird as well is the American Horror Story. Now that gets into super conspiracy, but I mean, it's pretty bizarre that right on the back of the TV when they're looking at Nate's cameras, you can see like a baby in there. You see oil, you see an explosion. I mean, I believe, Megan, you have covered that, right? You guys could totally, if you don't mind, link her channel. And of course, Kelly and Amber's and Chris Watts had made it. Beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids home. I know. They were living the life, right? They really were. Yes, people were allowed to walk in and out of the house. Evidence not probably handled. Chris's truck was auctioned off while there was still an ongoing investigation. Ooh, I didn't know that. I need to double check that, but do you have that on your channel, Megan? They wouldn't let we also have the questions about what is that app that they were using, Wolfie, that we were talking about using if I go to Tennessee? Many say it was NK walking out. Yeah, that's conspiracy theories with that one. No, it's a shadow. Yeah, I see the shadow too. Aw, let's see. Thanks for always being welcoming and neutral. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that so much. If you watch the body cam footage of the Survey 319 evidence, it was not oh, I remember that. Don't they like switch I'll write that let me know though first. Don't they like switch from person to person when they're not supposed to, and or I don't know. You should play it. I've noticed if you look in the trees, you can see people. Let's watch it. Hey Tia. Happy New Year. Aw. Love Tia. Tia has an awesome channel too. If you guys like makeup, she's been on here before. I've done an interview with her, but she also touches on certain true crime. And she's done some videos on the Jelani Day case, which I'd like to get into with her. I was telling her that. Megan's proof made me see everything that I needed to know. People need to realize this wasn't just some ordinary happy family. She wasn't the greatest person. Barely any creators talk about all the BS she did to her husband, especially the kids. Right, I know, because it's a fine line, right? You want to be respectful. You have their families on YouTube and stuff. Life 360, that's right. I'm going to write that on here because there was some weird stuff with that as well. But you want to be respectful and stuff, and I get it. I believe that you could see that she was kind of bossy, kind of pushy, very strong-willed, had but I think that that could be a lot of trouble for some couples. I think for them specifically, that worked out really well, right? Because Chris is so passive and kind of laid back and quiet, and she's the opposite, so they work really good together. Surely there was more doorbell footage or cameras from the other homes that could have debunked conspiracy circulating, but yet we have seen nothing but the two. I know there has to be traffic cams. I've thought about that too, like just to see if there was someone else with him and stuff. I'm so curious of what the traffic cams and stuff look like. Oh, thank you, Tia. You too. Hey, Deco. Could probably use makeup. September lady. Oh, yeah. That's very suspicious. Oh, my Lord. And the different rumors and stuff that used to circle. I'll tell you, when I was friends with Sherilyn, she used to tell me different people that it definitely was, but I never mentioned it. I can't even remember, but maybe one. But, yeah. NK knew about the fire stick, forgot going to the museum with the family, but remembered going to the gym. I agree. She couldn't remember anything about the day before the museum trip with her family. But she could remember very specific details of other things. You guys want to watch that really quick? Hey, Mr. Positive. Should accomplices walk free just because the case was handled poorly? There is no single piece of evidence that points to others involved, but combining circumstantial evidence does point to others, in my opinion. I'm with you, and this is the struggle, especially a while ago, because you got to a point where YouTube was overloaded with Watts videos, and it's like you don't want to like make more just to do it, just because it's like the thing to do, but also you don't want to stop doing it because you feel in your heart that maybe somebody else could be responsible and they shouldn't get away with it, right? I don't know. It's such a struggle. I don't know. Ooh, Insanely Confused. I hadn't seen that. Oh, hey, Amanda. We're actually talking Watts today. See my little island background? Sit back and buckle up, baby. We're headed back to Watts Island. The Summer Wells case makes Watts Island look pretty normal. No, I'm just kidding. Not normal, but Megan, Amber, and Kelly. These are my quarters. Oh, we love you. I don't like when people blame Shanann. It drives me crazy. Yeah, but, and you know, there's some people that truly have believed that and should have prepared me. Some people really believe that, and it's hard because how do they fight their case? Because you got that, you can't blame the victim. More questions than answers. Let's type that because that is so true. So many unanswered questions in a closed case, you know? More questions than answers in a closed case. That makes no sense. I've like the whole reason, you guys, that Amber and Kelly and I decided to do the Twitter was so that we could tweet at like the DA in this case and try to apply pressure. And also with Kendrick Johnson, I think we discussed, but really this case, because he, just like David Carter, he's sitting there and he sent me the recordings and I could probably play them. He told me I could a while back, but I didn't. But he's calling. Have you guys heard this? He calls the police station and because he was supposed to have an interview with Tammy Lee. She found out he went on YouTube. He calls the police station on recording and he's like, when are you guys going to get this information from me? I'll take a lie detector test, whatever you want. And they basically tell him, we don't care. We don't want to know. We don't trust you anyways. You're lying. Like, your story doesn't add up. And he's like, how do you know? So was nosy enough, and even Coder had to ask how this was relevant. I didn't like the way that like he treated her. Oh, red flag. Her dad running the interview. What does he say? There's a few things that he says that were so sketchy. Gosh, it's been so long. I had to go to Watts Recovery. Me too. And I think we've relapsed, but that's funny. Pretending not to work her own phones and forgetting passwords to retrieve them. Then the traceable text all served her. Yeah, and then breaking. Oh, we'll just put, let's see. Mysteriously forgets how to use a cell phone. Also, damages the SIM, right? Was it the SIM card? You guys got to help me brush up on this. I don't remember exactly. It gets wild when you let your hair. Johnny, Woofy's gone wild tonight. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth as it keeps the content going and going, which leads to content plus donations. I don't disagree with you. I think you're right there. You are. Why does it keep doing that? You are right, Bowser. But not everyone. But I agree, man. And it gets sick. And it's with other cases too. You know, it's like a tragedy happens. People are like, oh my God, there's a lot of interest. And then it's every single day, twice a day, 3 times a day, you know. And now it's different if the case is breaking and like people are bringing you actual information, new information. But I do think that you have really good creators who actually care and they do this to try to make a difference, to try to help somehow. And then you have, and they also do it because they like it, right? We're interested in it. You're interested in it. It's cool to talk about. It stimulates your brain. But then you have the creators that see dollar signs. And that's just so true. In order to see the truth with this case, you have to push your emotions aside. When people are emotional, all logic goes out the window. That's a great point, Megan. I would love to have you on here to for you to explain your theory to my audience, because I'm not sure that my audience is, um, as like, not all of them. Some of them are into conspiracy. Some of them probably don't even know like some of the theories that are out there. We're all relapsing currently. I blame it on Kelly and Amber and Prairie Boy and Jessica. Missing patches of hair. Vicky, you're on one tonight. That's a good one because that is weird. I've looked at that. See, some people try to debunk that, but if you look at certain photos of her, that hair is there. The long sleeves in August in Colorado, that always bothered me too. It's like, are there scratches on you? Are there marks on you? Why are you wearing the long sleeves? Which I guess it could have been like air conditioned in there. No, I was wild the other night in MJ's. Woofy, it was fun. That's funny. Who here still watches Shanann's videos? Aw. Woofy, you were trolling. There are a lot of cases that don't make sense because there isn't any to be made. Look at the laws that follow. So basically, and I believe that. I believe that there's things that they put out there just to create laws that maybe wouldn't pass before. People spin the narrative to keep it going when there's nothing new. Most don't care about facts. They just believe anything being told. Let me get my phone. The several changes of clothes of CW from the morning gas station work home. I don't remember that, but I'll put it in here. I'm going to message David Carter and see if he cares if I play this for you guys. I want you to hear this, and then we can look at the shadow video. I don't even know Amanda's take on this one. I'm scared to know. Megan's theory is, I know it. Hey, crazy mama. We're currently vacationing right now. I would love to come on, Alex. Yay! I've gotten blistered for my very small information to this case, seeing them through Thrive. People can be crazy. After like around the time that I first heard of it, I tried that Thrive. I think she went back into her time machine. That's why I can't find her. Yes, the duffel bag by the stairs. That's a good one. Well, it's like politics and religion. Okay, we cannot talk about religion, politics, or the Watts case. That's so funny. I gotta put that the bag by the stairs. Okay. Now, let me know if it starts making a weird noise, because my mic is by the thing, but I really, really want you guys to hear this, if at all possible. Let's see. Oh no. He started a new account. Maybe he'll send it to me. Oh, message failed to send. He started a new account. He did message me from it and said Merry Christmas, and now I can't message him back. And the old account, all the messages are unavailable. Man, that sucks. So yeah, he calls and he's like talking to this guy. Who do I talk to if I need to give some information on the Watts case? I was previously supposed to talk with Tammy Lee and do a lie detector. And the guy's like, basically, she doesn't want to talk to you. You're not credible. We don't want to hear it. We don't care. So, you know, as far as the shadows goes, make sure you watch on a bigger screen and not a phone because you can see better, in my opinion. Crazy Mama, what do you think about the shadows? Do you see the shadow that comes like when he's packing up that morning that walks up, like it walks up to him? Not one person from NK's past has come out and said anything. That is very strange. But but I do know there's a girl in the community. I'm not going to say her name. I know that she's came forward before and she was treated terribly. She's a sweet girl. She actually went to the gym with her. Me too, Amber. I totally agree. She went. Oh yes, that's what I said, Vicky. What did he get out of the car? She went to the gym with her and said, she nothing groundbreaking. I think it was on Zab's channel. Amber Truth Seeker, you should hear Megan's theories. If you're not listening, because he's lying that. Okay. I've seen a small child, in my opinion. Yep, I agree. Amber, are you going on at 8? I think a lot of people like staying in cases like this for years to avoid potential truths, easy views in the true crime community. Also seen where it looked to be like him dragging. Watch his movements. That's just me, though. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's almost like he's going kind of backwards, right? I remember like someone saying that before and watching it with that in mind. Well, let's watch it, you guys. Where can I get like a... I've heard Megan's very interesting. Where can I get a quick, like just the 8 Summer Wells? Oh, awesome. Okay. Amber has one at 8 on Summer Wells. You guys definitely have to go watch. I'll be there, but I feel like I saw drag movements, but the truck didn't bounce at all with the extra weight. Okay. Hey, Donna.
Domino's new oven-baked dips are so new that we made a new commercial about their newness. Try new flavors like our cheesy marinara, baked apple, or hot and melty 5 cheese with our not new but still delicious twists. Carry out Domino's new oven-baked dips and twist combos or any 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Oh my God, all the feelings that come back watching this. Like you guys, it's crazy, but a lot of us, this is where how we, like what brought us to YouTube. The weird lights as well, like over in the bushes and stuff, it seems like a light comes on when he's not out there. I remember that. This is such a weird way that it's edited. I don't like it. I need... Hold on. The DA describes how Chris Watts coldly and deliberately... Oh. I want to watch that. Do you guys want to watch it? Yeah, I agree, Pink Dahlia. I've wondered the same thing. You can see a white truck and people in the trees. Yes, please. Yeah, sure. Okay, awesome. Let's do it. Yep, it's set the Amber's on at 8 o'clock tonight, or 8 o'clock Eastern, so 1 hour and 10 minutes-ish. Okay. This is going to be weird. It's been a while.
Your Honor, there are no words to adequately describe the unimaginable tragedy that brings us before this court today. By my comments, I'm not even going to try to express the horror, the pain, or the suffering that the defendant has caused to these families, to this community, and to all who were a part of this investigation. However, I do want to spend a few minutes.
Let me say first, I know that some of the officers report serious PTSD and stuff after this. And I do know, I think it was Amber, or Kelly, was it Coder? I can't see the comments anyways, that slept out there the night that, with the girls so they wouldn't be alone. I just can't imagine what this would do to you as a police officer. You're having to kind of see it firsthand. Because it
sharing
affects
with
us
the court the
watching
details of the crime, as so far you've only had an opportunity to review the affidavit and a few facts here and there that have been offered to the court in the motions and pleadings that have been filed. The questions that have screamed out to anyone who will listen since August 13th of 2018 are why and how. Why did this have to happen?
Bomb over, okay.
How could a seemingly normal husband and father annihilate his entire family? For what? These are the questions that only one individual in this courtroom or on this planet knows the answers to. I fully expect we will not receive the answers to these questions today, nor will we at any point in the future. I don't expect that he will ever tell the truth about what truly happened or why. Even if he did, there is no rational way that any human being could find those answers acceptable responses to such horrific questions. The best we can do is try to piece together some kind of understanding from the evidence that is available to us. And the evidence tells us.
Yeah, so we don't look at it all. We just kind of graze over it and close the case really fast and don't really go through the evidence.
This. The defendant coldly and deliberately ended 4 lives. Not in a fit of rage, not by way of accident, but in a calculated and sickening manner. Shanann was 34 years old. She had married the defendant in November of 2012. Over the weekend leading up to August 13th, she had been at a work conference in Phoenix, Arizona, and returned home in the early morning hours of August 13th. We know that she got home about 1:45 in the morning.
Bye, Megan. Hey, can you email me?
Arriving back home.
Or message me on Facebook?
Shortly thereafter, at least according to the defendant, they had what he referred to as an emotional conversation about the state of their marriage and about what their lives would look like going forward. What was said during that emotional conversation, only he knows. What we do know is that shortly after that, the defendant strangled her to death with his own hands. We know that he slowly took her life.
I just threw a rock at him.
On August 13th. We know that this was not done in an uncontrolled, vengeful manner that he tried to describe to agents from CBI and the FBI. If that were the case, you would expect to see vicious, horrible bruising about her neck, shoulders, and face. You would expect to see the highway bone in her neck broken. You would expect to see some kind of defensive wounds on his body.
Do you guys remember that he said that her eyes were filled with blood? He was kind of going along with someone. I don't remember who it was that asked him, but I don't believe in the autopsy that her eyes did that. Is that correct?
As she struggled and fought for her own life. None of those are present. The only injuries that were on Shanann's body were one set of finger or bruising, what appeared to be fingernail or finger mark bruising to the right side of her neck. We know that our experts will tell us that...
Red flag. She didn't fight back. That's always something that I've wondered about. Like Shanann, I don't see her not fighting back.
It takes 2 to 4 minutes to strangle someone to death manually with their own hands. The horror that she felt as the man that she loved wrapped his hands around her throat and choked the life out of her must have been unimaginable. Even worse, what must Bella, age 4, and Celeste, age 3, must have experienced or thought as their father, the one man on this planet who was supposed to nurture and protect them, was snuffing out their lives. They both died from smothering. Let me say that again. The man seated to my right smothered his daughters.
A government run by special interests doesn't work for us, but Joe Manchin does. That's why he introduced the Freedom to Vote Act to ban dark money and crack down on corruption. Thank Manchin for returning power to us.
It's so sad. Remind me, Whoopi, to add that to the list.
We're grabbing burgers for dinner if you're interested.
I'm vegan, Walter.
I have
You
YouTube
had bacon for
Premium, but I'm not
breakfast.
logged into my account.
Why? Imagine the horror in Bella's mind as her father took her last breaths away.
Look at him.
Your Honor, understand very clearly, Bella fought back for her life.
Oh, God.
The frenulum, the connective tissue between her upper lip and her gum, had a 1.5 centimeter laceration. She bit her tongue multiple times before she died. She fought back for her life as her father smothered her. Celeste had no
Poor
such injuries.
baby.
In fact, she had no external injuries at all. But according to the medical examiner, she was smothered nonetheless. The defendant then methodically and calmly loaded their bodies into his work truck, not in a hasty or disorganized way. He was seen from the neighbor's doorbell camera, backing his truck into the driveway, going back and forth into the house, and back out to the truck 3 different times.
Yeah, but he totally saw the shadow walk
One time
up
for
to
each of
him.
their
Totally.
bodies. He then drove them away from their family home one final time, intent on hiding any evidence of the crimes that he had just committed.
Are you serious, Deco?
In one final sign of callousness for his wife, his daughters, and their unborn son, and their remains, he drove them to a location that he thought no one would ever find them, to one of the oil tank batteries with which he was so familiar. He knew this was safe. He had texted a coworker the night before saying, "I'll head out to that site. I'll take care of it." He had carefully ensured that he would be alone in the middle of the plains to secrete away the remains of his family in a place that he hoped they would never be found. In one final measure of disrespect for the family he once had, he ensured that they would not be together, even in death, or so he thought. He disposed of them in different locations.
I always found that odd.
He buried Shanann and Nico in a shallow grave away from the oil tanks. Bella and Celeste were thrown away in the oil tanks at this facility. Different tanks, so these little girls wouldn't be together in death.
Why did he do that?
Imagine this, Your Honor. This defendant took those little girls and put them through a hatch at the top of an oil tank, 8 inches in diameter. Bella had scratches on her left buttocks from being shoved through this hole. A tuft of blonde hair was found on the edge of one of these hatches. The defendant told investigators that Bella's tank seemed emptier than CC's because of the sound.
Oh, God, I'll never forget that.
These were his daughters. Significantly, when his coworkers arrived at the tank battery later that morning, to a person, they all described him as acting completely normally. It was a normal workday, even while his daughters sank in the oil and water not far away from him. And then his efforts at deception truly began.
All right, you guys, I'm sorry. I just want to do this before I forget. On our list, I want to do his sudden behavioral change, because where he was so different. He was, everyone who knew him, it was just so bizarre to even think that this was possible. And then the Shanann not fighting back. How do I word that? I don't want to be offensive.
We've all seen the emotionless interviews that the defendant gives to the local media,
Donna,
asking
I know.
for help in locating his family.
And on the Dr. Phil show, they said that it broke her collarbone, Bella's collarbone. Do you guys remember that? I agree. Shanann would have fought back. It's so weird. I'm just, and to me, it's really weird that he killed them in different ways. You know what I mean? That he didn't do the same thing to all of them. That's one of the signs that police look at to see if it was the same person, which totally different with little babies, but I don't know.
We watched as he claimed that the house was empty without them.
I remember her
and that he hoped that
hyaloid
they were
bone was
somewhere
broken.
safe,
Thank
and
you.
he just
I
wanted
thought
them
so.
to come home. He told investigators that they were at home sleeping when he left for work that morning, and that Shanann had told him that she was taking the girls to a friend's house for the day. What is striking about this case, Your Honor, beyond the horrors that I've already described?
The only thing that makes sense to me about him not putting them in the same tank is if they were pressed for time and they did it at the same time or something like that, right? Why? I don't know. It just
Described to you is the number of collateral victims that he created by his actions. While he stood in front of TV cameras asking for the safe return of his family, scores of law enforcement officers, neighbors, friends, and family scoured the area, fretted for their safe return. They texted him begging for any information and sending him their best wishes, all the while he hid what he had done.
Amber, didn't they say on Dr. Phil something about a collarbone being broken?
Think of the firefighters and the Colorado State Patrol hazmat experts who had to don protective suits and who were called upon to pull Bella and Celeste out of those oil tanks. Or the coroner employees who had to conduct these autopsies.
Oh my God.
Or the victim assistants who frantically attempted to ease the suffering of those
Poor
affected.
guy.
All of this, Your Honor, for what? Why? Why did this have to happen?
Oh my God.
His motive was simple, Your Honor. He had a desire for a fresh start. To begin a relationship with a new love that overpowered all decency and feelings for his wife.
Yeah, someone threw up, correct?
While Shanann texted the defendant over and over again in the days and weeks leading up to her death, attempting to save her marriage, the defendant secreted pictures of his girlfriend into his phone and texted her at all hours of the night. While Shanann sent the defendant self-help and relationship counseling books, one of which, ironically enough, was thrown in the garbage. He was searching the internet for secluded vacation spots to take his new love in researching jewelry. And while Shanann took the girls to visit family in North Carolina, the defendant went to car museums and the sand dunes with his new girlfriend. The stark contrast between the subjects of their internet and text content is absolutely stunning. Even the morning after he killed them and disposed of their bodies, he made several phone calls. One was to the school where the girls were supposed to start, telling the school that the girls would not be coming to school anymore, that they were being unenrolled, presumably to give him some more time before law enforcement notification about them going missing. He contacted a realtor to start discussing the selling of his house, and he texted with his girlfriend about their future.
Pink throw up. They should make
None of this answers the questions of why, however. If he was this happy and wanted a new start, get a divorce. You don't annihilate your family and throw them away like garbage. Why did Nico, Celeste, Bella, and Shanann have to lose their lives in order for him to get what he wanted?
Sandy, that's an excellent point. Now, I remember at a time when there were theories going around that she possibly stayed there. That now, the person said that the police were working on a theory that she had stayed there to try to get in Shanann's phone and clean up. Who cleaned the house? Seth is present. Shanann wasn't perfect, but she wanted Chris to want her. That says a ton. Nicole manipulated this whole case. Law enforcement allowed it. I agree with every word of that. Nicole Kessinger, you can tell in her interview how manipulative she is. She's playing like a role, basically. And you can just tell many different things. Even think of like her acting like she doesn't know how to do certain things, and just she plays this like flirty, and she also plays the role of like the girl that like likes the manly stuff, like I'll go with you to the car museum, like I'm in, you know what I mean. And I think that that's manipulation. She's trying to be what she thought he wanted. That's what she's saying about the bleach, was that like who left. Yes, that's right, Amber. Thank you. I remember that now. There was an alert at the house while Chris was gone. And when they came, the house smelled clean, but he had went to work. He hadn't been at the house, right? Or was it the next day after he was there that night? Oh, and he has, okay. Vivint alert while Chris is at work. He has Nicole Kessinger listening in on his phone call with police. That night, he has a phone call with police, and he has her on speakerphone listening to it. Previously, the vacuum was downstairs, but the next day, wasn't there a picture of the vacuum? I don't remember. She is as sketchy as they come. Yeah, she did. She's playing the cool girl. She's like, you know girls like that. I know girls like that. It's a lot of times they're insecure and they just want the attention. They want to be wanted. But they're not secure enough in themselves to get it by being themselves and just being real. They're trying to be what they think someone wants. And also, why are you doing that? I don't know. I just don't understand why you would be doing. I get that she thought they were getting a divorce, but I don't know. Like, even if you think a man's getting a divorce, you shouldn't jump right here. Just a little bit of advice to any woman out there listening to this. Take your time. Take your time with relationships. Don't jump right in. Get to know the person. Become comfortable with them. Then you really, for one, you don't really know someone for a while. And for two, it protects you. And it also gives you this level of comfort. There's no reason to rush. And like when you jump right in, move in on the first or second day, head over heels for 2 weeks, and then by 6 weeks you're fighting and kicking each other out or whatever. Because I don't know, just take your time. Yep, sure, I agree. That was one that I wrote down first, I think. Thought that was a tracking dog. 111-minute phone call that they can't remember. Yes, when you have kids. You guys, right now, I know someone, my niece, I love her to death. She's like my baby, and I've raised her for a lot of her life. I've had her with me. Well, her mom fell for this guy, first date, he spends the night and never goes home. Never. Now, I'm telling you, when a man comes over and don't want to get, like, that's a red flag. What's he got going on in his life? Is he looking for a place to live? Well, anyways, it comes out a couple months later that they're a dog, complete dog. But yet you got this dude around your baby and stuff, sleeping in your house. For me, I'm just, You never fully know some people, absolutely. But if she thought she was getting a divorce, just Google, man, I'm having an affair with, says he will leave. Yeah, you're right. Because if he's leaving his wife, is it an affair? Allie, just because she said what she said to law enforcement doesn't make it true. She lied the whole time. Time reveals many things. Yes, it does, Nikki. You're right. You really don't know somebody for a while, And don't be a mistress. I don't believe she believed he was getting a divorce when they were in Nincy. Yeah. She says that she told him to try to make it work and blah, blah, blah. Well, which is it? Oh, let's see. How about, didn't she Google, speaking of Amber Fry, about her book deal? Didn't they find a piece of bed sheet on the fence in the yard? I don't know about that. Oh, there you go, Sandy. You said what I read. Seems like Feisty Alex is coming out to play. I'm not pursuing a woman married or even separated. Yep. Yeah, if you actually look into it, you got to admit there's some shady stuff. And Amber Fry has always been up front. She wanted to help. She was absolutely disgusted with the role that she had played in that situation. And would do anything and everything to try to make it right. And that was even different because, yes, she was pregnant, but not only was Shanann pregnant, there were babies. These are babies with that fought back so hard they have a tear in between their lip and the roof of their, like where their teeth are, and bit their tongue. I mean, that is horrific. And if somebody else was involved, in my opinion, that's why it's hard, because you don't want to keep talking about something and just because you seen someone was in here earlier. People do it for the views, blah blah blah. Okay, but then you let it go, and if you truly believe that justice hasn't been fully served, then it's kind of like turning your back on the whole situation. And I don't know, because I don't know, you guys. Hey, Yanni, Happy New Year. What mistress wants a spouse to make things right? That's why you're together in the first place. Red flag was NK was texting and calling that detective at all hours of the night. Yes, she was flirting. Now, I get it. Okay, she changed her name because she was hated, right? But she obviously knew about Amber Fry. Why wouldn't she think that she should come forward and spill her side? I mean, why not? And then maybe get the public to back off a little bit if they could understand if she was truly innocent, I love when you say baby. Your twang is so cute. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I love you, Amanda. Just you. Guest name Ashley. Yes, I remember that. The Pink Dahlia. That was an awesome, awesome, awesome show. Destroying her SIM card was sketchy and then acting like she didn't know anything about cell phones. I know. Calling him by their first name like they were pals. And then it's like, I get it if you're turning people away who are coming forward with information, but why not just hear it out? Why not vet it? Even, okay, when the Lifetime movie came out and the Oxygen special, I remember it came out like right around the same time. And I was trying to get it to record on my mom's TV. And after, I believe it was the Lifetime movie, at the end, they had like a 30-minute documentary about the case. And Tammy Lee actually comes on and does an interview. And she says in her interview that they were going like full speed, looking into everything, and then they just stopped. They didn't finish. They just stopped in the middle of it. She has to realize, they have to know that that's so stupid. Why not just finish looking into it? That's like Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. You don't hear them saying, all right, case closed right now. They're trying to look into it, tie up loose ends, make sure everything's, correct. But when you're so quick to to quit, and you actually vocally acknowledge that you ended the investigation too soon, that's a problem with me. I don't like that. She could have made a deal. I've wondered that myself. They're afraid of us finding out the truth. Yeah, her dad did say that to the detective. Don't let me down, Nick. Or, yeah. What was Inky's dad going to say when she said, we'll get to that? I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't remember as clear as, Oh, hey, Amy. Happy you made it. NK having daddy with her. It is odd, especially when, even children, like, I think that someone pointed this out recently. It may have been Amber and Kelly too, that with Nicole Atkinson's son, Nick, whenever he did his interview, they, told her that she could be there, but not to answer anything for her and stuff. They let Nicole Kessinger's dad run that interview. Whether whatever you think about the case, there's a reason he's got some kind of pull or no. The way that things happen in that interview is so bizarre to me. They don't even, have you ever seen that movie or that series, When They See Us? It's about these, 4 young African-American teenagers in New York City who are blamed for a rape that they didn't do. And, they were basically like they were charged and like false confessions, all that stuff. They wouldn't even let their parents in the rooms with them. These like 14-year-old kids. But you're going to let this grown-ass woman have her daddy in there? Come on. That is just so stupid. I wouldn't want my dad in there talking about that stuff either. Red flag, Chris's last visit with his parents. Did he tell him about the affair or not? What was it we heard about the last visit? Okay, also, let's just put trip to North Carolina. Who did he tell about the affair? Did he give Shanann? Let's see. I'm convinced. Oh, okay. And how about this? It is true. If you look on the counter behind them in the bathroom picture, it does almost look like there was drugs, like a line of like residue. And also, Nicole Kessinger's, I remember in her phone history, the night that everything happened, she called a rehab facility. And she was on the phone with them for, I don't remember. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? More so if I was guilty, not innocent. Yep. Sandy said CW FaceTimed Bella's privates, huh? Ooh, what about that doll picture? That was so creepy. Oh, so when Chris sends Shanann, she asks for photos of the kids. That's another red flag. She asks for photos of the kids, and he sends a picture that from earlier that day. She wanted like pictures. What are they doing right now? Send me a picture, basically, like that kind of thing. And he sends, I think, a picture from the birthday. It was a picture from earlier that day. Why didn't he take a picture then? Also, he's grilling out chicken and stuff, and the kids are having cold pizza. There's a lot of stuff coming back to me now that we're talking about it. She was calling inpatient rehabs. Yep. Ah. Oh, awesome, Deco. I love fireworks. Stroke was handed over so quickly. Oh my gosh, Nikki, that's crazy. I'm so sorry. We need to get that picture. Let's look it up real quick before I go, because I'm going to go to take a minute before Amber has her live. He never sent current pics, yes. He sent the same ones. I thought so. Sandy, I believe you're correct. I think Shanann took the doll pic originally, and then Chris resent it later. Okay. Let's do Nicole Kessinger. Bathing suit. That's what she's in, a bathing suit, right? In the bathroom. Let's check this out. Check it out. Let's see. Oh my gosh, what happened? Is it this one? See, like on the counter right here? I think that's what I thought that, like, I saw before, thinking it could have been residue of something, but maybe it's a different one. Like, don't get me wrong, she's built like a brick shithouse. She's built nice, but I don't know. I don't think that looks aren't everything, and her insides aren't so pretty. Let's see. Maybe it's this one. A tutor. Yes, in his hand. He has a straw, like a dollar bill rolled up on his hand. Man, where is that? Is it this one? Yes. I believe it is. I can't tell. That's as much as it'll let me zoom. But I don't know. I can't see it there. Let's see. It does look like he's holding something in his hand. I remember that. Is it this one then? Wait, is that the same one? Yeah. Shit. I don't know, y'all. A tutor. I can't believe somebody said that. I used to hear that back in my days. That is odd, Nikki. They kept it. I mean, I don't know. That's weird. You would think that they would still have it. This topic makes me so grateful I married my wife. Shannann's Facebook. She's not attractive. Built like a what? Forensically, the doll pic came from Shanann Watts. That can't be disputed. Right. She took the doll pic, and I believe he just reposted it after. Or something like that. Or resent it out after. His behavior after arrested is coming off the drugs. Is that a compliment? Yeah, his eyes do look like he's on something. Brick house like the song. She's a brick house. My mom used to say that. I don't know. She would say that when a girl was like muscular or like built like she was fit. Look at her face there, you guys. Oh my God. What does that mean? Visual search. Oh, I guess her bra. That is so weird. I've never seen that before. I wanted to look at that picture though. Hey, Golden Dragonfly. I have so many videos on this case, but it's not something I'll probably get into to that extent, but every once in a while I'm going to be talking about it because it's important to me, personally. But I know that there's not a lot to add, so only when I've got something that I feel like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to save it. But also, what are you... Yeah, I swear, I don't know. Let's look at these. Oh my goodness. I don't do much bikini modeling. Looks like she's about to break her back. I don't think they're like, well, I'll tell you what, angles are everything. You can be like, you can make yourself look a lot different than you actually look based on how you pose and where you take the picture. And she was definitely arching her back to make sure her butt looked, she's that kind of girl. She's very aware of her body and how she is super sexual. I mean, what were they wait. What were Nicole and Chris getting ready to involve themselves in? Those Google searches and stuff, I don't know. They were experimenting and they were, I think it's so you can search for similar bathing suits. That's so cool. Amy, you can contact me on Facebook at Allie Erickson, or you can email me. I have 2 emails, but if you email the one that I use for my tie-dyes, I'll see it quicker because the other one has, I think I sent a picture to Kelly and Amber the other day. I have 100,000 emails that have not been opened. So email me at ripyourheartoutanddye, D-Y-E, like tie-dye, at gmail.com. She does have a Jodi Arias type of vibe. Chris, I'm so happy. Yes. Must be all the yoga contortionist. She counts her macros and micros. Now, she was microdosing, wasn't she? Theories aside, I think Shanann is more attractive. Shanann has a beautiful look to her. You know what I mean? I would like to know what he's going to take to his grave, too. Shanann has just I don't know. It's from the inside out. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can. This is a new laptop. I haven't used it a lot. And, look at her. She just has, life and love. My God. Life and love, shining through her. And I get it. I get what I've heard what, I do think that she has, she's very strong-willed and kind of bossy. But I think that worked well with Chris's personality. It takes all kinds, folks. It takes people of all kinds to make the world go round. It really does. But, I mean... Then we have, let's see, God, and it's just so sad the way that she wanted so badly just to make her marriage work. And Oh, that's how I found my background. Let's see. I wanted to look at her eyes. Can't really see him there. But she does not. You see that like look that Shanann has like radiating through her? I'm not joking. She has this like look of love and happiness and positivity. She has the look of like, bleh. Like oh my gosh. No, I haven't, the pink dahlia, but you should totally message me. I love doing tie-dye. I love making stuff like that. It's so much fun for me. And I definitely want to learn any other techniques or dyes or whatever. Microdosing is when you take very small amounts of mushrooms. I didn't know THC though. And it's people use it for like depression and things like that, anxiety. Don't look in her eyes. I wouldn't message her based on looks. Let's go to the next one then. Just real quick. I just want to see her eyes. I don't think I'm going to. Oh my God. Right there. She looks evil, you guys. Look at her eyes. She looks like she's on something too, for sure. And then you see Chris in the background. Oh my God. Oh. Freaks. It's true. A psychic told me you can see it in the eyes. Hey, Nikki. She messaged him, I think, and told him to look up the lyrics, like for him, I think, like for him to see. Her eyes look scary right there, y'all. That's like Letitia Stalk when she's, you know, at the courthouse. Her eyes look like that in her mugshot. This look on her face. Oh my God. You guys. Always put herself first, not evil, just self-centered. Yeah. Eyes are the window to the soul, that's for sure. Looks like me at a college frat party 10 years ago. Please stop zooming in. I want to keep. Okay, let's do one more, and then I'm going to go so we can get ready for Amber's live coming up. I am in a feisty mood. I just get annoyed sometimes because people are just so, they don't ever, like they tell you this when in recovery. When you think about using drugs, play the tape all the way through. Don't just think about the high. Think about what happens after. Think about, you know, how it affects this or that. Like play the tape to the end. People on the internet sometimes forget to look at things, take a step back and really look at it. Or like think, I don't know, I just get frustrated because they'll take something and run with it so quick instead of really just looking at the bigger picture and trying to think of what makes sense. I mean, I was just sent recently comments by a man in this community who I've never privately spoken to, who is dogging me out in chats and stuff, like talking junk about me. This dude doesn't know me. He used to be a viewer of mine. He used to be like a subscriber, and he would like comment and everything. And then I did an interview with a creator he doesn't like, and ever since then he's done this. But it's like, dude, how much can you know about someone you've never fucking spoken to? How can you sit there and badmouth them in a chat and try to put off this, like, I don't know, it's ridiculous. I just ask that people use their heads. Look at him right there. Oh my God. He doesn't look right there. Feisty as Alex. Get the one on the bridge. Okay. Is in fact the devil. No real man would do that. I know. It's like, it's okay. You don't have to know who he is because I don't want anybody attacking him. So I don't ever want to say who he is. I'm just venting to you guys because you are my people. You know what I mean? But it's like, because some people will see those kind of comments like, oh, you'll see how she really is. She's evil. I'm telling you. Like, really, bro? When the hell did you, like, how the hell do you know? You ain't never fucking spoke to me. Ever. Privately. All right, let me quit because I get pissed off sometimes, y'all. It's just, there's so much ridiculousness. Think about it. Why? Let me stop. Nicole Kessinger, the one, I used it in my thumbnail, I believe, the one you're talking about. Right here. She's outgrown that dress. That is an evil look. He does look defeated. Oh, thank you, Allison. Thank you so much. Okay, new CW. Yep, I agree, Seth. Amanda, oh, we'll go after him with torches. Yeah, and I don't know. My favorite is when Alex has to make herself stop. Let me stop. I think she's outgrown this dress. That is one hilarious comment. All right, let's zoom in on this one just because and look at her eyes. She reminds me so much of like Charles Manson and the girls that loved him. Oh, I think actually I've seen a meme before. Let's see if we can find it. Nicole Kessinger. I don't remember the girl's name. Charles Manson. Come on, man. Man, that's some crazy eyes right there. Look at his woman. That looks like Nicole Kessinger with him. His new wife before he passed. Oh. Dude, I wish I could find that meme. What is her name? You guys know what I'm talking about? Just wink once and I'll take him out. I'll totally ignore the creep. I know, you're right, and I try, but sometimes you just, and I will, because you know what? Susan Atkins, yes. You're smart, Amanda. Millie, the next debate is going to be on the Watts case. That's kind of why I was doing this today, just like refreshing, making a list with whoever wanted to help. So it'll be soon, whenever she's ready. I'll ask her today, maybe in the next few days or something. Susan Atkins. Man, I can't find. Look at her though, dude. If that don't look like Nicole Kessinger, I don't know. Courtney Cox. Robbie used to say. Robbie told me I looked like her once. I remember that. That's funny. Okay, let's do one last thing. I keep saying that, but I do want to do just one last thing. Is this gonna do only images? Because I really want the article. Do you guys remember when the case first happened? Nicole Kessinger did an interview with the Denver Post. Okay. Oh, thank you, Donnie. Or Donna. Donnie. I saw NT and Donna and I put them together. Thank you. Millie. Granny Two Chicken to debate. I cannot wait for this one. I think it's going to be really, really interesting and really good. Thank you, the Pink Dahlia, so much. Okay. November 15th of 2018. So was this right after sentencing? Let's go through it. It's horrific. Christopher Watts' girlfriend speaks out for the first time. Yes, and that's this picture. You know what? I've read this before and I never realized or put two and two together. That's where this photo came from, which it's a decent photo. I think she looks pretty there, but when Nicole Kessinger started dating Christopher Watts in July, he appeared to be a soft-spoken man and a thoughtful father who was at the end of divorce proceedings. Really? Who was at the end of divorce proceedings? Had to add that in there. It wasn't until the Frederick man's wife and two daughters went missing in August that Kessinger learned that Watts had never started divorce proceedings with his wife, who was 15 weeks pregnant, and that he had been lying to her for the entire relationship, which lasted less than 2 months. Kessinger was shocked by Watts' arrest, but she never doubted that he killed his wife Shanann and their two daughters, Bella and Celeste. I don't think there is a logical explanation for what he did, she said. It's a senseless act, and it's horrific. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that so much. Okay, had issues in love, married man, she was a stalker. Thank you, Allison. The long sleeves, yes, I believe that they took, when the interview was done is when that picture was done. Right? Am I wrong about that? Because I'm just assuming. I really don't know. Kessinger approached investigators before Watts' arrest and participated in multiple police interviews describing details of their relationship and what he had told her about his missing family. Now that Watts has pleaded guilty to the murders, Kessinger said in an exclusive interview with the Denver Post that she wanted to share her side of the story. Many people have speculated about their relationship after an arrest affidavit revealed that Watts was having an affair with an unnamed woman. Watts is in court Monday. Okay, a brief relationship. Kessinger was working in the environmental department with an Anadarko petroleum contractor when the two met, she said during a Thursday morning interview in the office of her lawyer, Ed Hopkins. Every morning, Watts and the other operators would gather in the office break room while they waited to be dispatched to a field site. Kessinger would walk through the group to place her lunch in the fridge, but she never spoke to Watts. One day in the middle of June, he walked into her office to introduce himself. They continued casual conversations. She noticed that Watts did not wear a wedding ring, and Kessinger, who was single, thought he was attractive. When he spoke to me, he was very soft-spoken. He appeared to be a good listener, she said. Watts told her that he had two daughters, and after Kessinger asked, Watts said he was separated and at the end of divorce proceedings. I believed him, she said. When they first met outside of work in late June, Kessinger asked Watts more questions about his divorce. He told her the mutual divorce was almost final, and they were working out financial details, she said. The two began a physical relationship in early July and saw each other 4 to 5 times a week, Kessinger said. She told him she wanted to take it slow and he should focus on helping his daughters adjust to the divorce. I wish they would have used more direct quotes from her rather than, and they do this a lot, like get the story, write it in their own words, add a couple quotes from an interview. But I like to see the entire interview. I want to see from start to finish what was said. When Watts went to visit family in North Carolina at the end of July, he called to tell her that his divorce was final, Kessinger said. Later that month, I thought he was going there to try to work things out. Later that month, he asked Kessinger to help him find an apartment that would be good for him and his daughters. They never spoke about long-term plans for their relationship. He made me believe, I'm changing that, hold on. He made me believe that he was doing all of the things that a rational man and good father would do, she said. She never met any of his family and friends. The photo didn't change. Oh well. On August 13th, the Monday that Shanann... Hey, Canadian Mama. This is from the Denver Post, right after Chris was sentenced. We were just taking a vacation to Watts Island to grab some red flags and different points to do in like a Watts debate type show. Hey, X amount of words. Hey, Autumn. Okay. On August 13th, the Monday that Shanann and the girls disappeared, Watts texted Kessinger to say that he had been busy. The two chatted like normal throughout the workday. This is the one interview that Nicole did. At about 3:45 p.m., Watts texted that his family was gone, she said. He told Kessinger that Shanann had taken the girls to a play date and had not returned. He seemed casual and didn't show any emotion. Kessinger was worried about his missing family, but she didn't want to make a big deal out of a situation that Watts seemed calm about. Then, news reporters showed up at the Watts family home. I was very confused why the media was at his house, she said. Later that night, Kessinger, so confused that you sat on the phone and listened to him talk to the police officer? Later that night, Kessinger learned the full situation. Shanann's wallet and purse were still in the house. Watts had left work early to let the police into his home. People had been trying unsuccessfully to contact Shanann all day. When I read the news, I found out he was still married and his wife was 15 weeks pregnant, Kessinger said. I was shocked at his lies and scared for the missing woman and children. So that's when you found out she was pregnant. But you had been on her Facebook looking at her, and she had a video of telling Chris that she was pregnant. So I don't believe that. You know damn well when you are... No, she was looking at her Facebook, really looking at it, and she knew what was going on. You can't tell me no different. It's hard to talk for too long. Like my mouth gets so dry. Go be with your kids. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I thought if he was able to lie to me and hide something that big, what else was he lying about? She said. In a flurry of long calls and texts that night, Watts changed his story about his split with his wife. Kessinger barraged Watts with questions. Were there signs someone had forced themselves into the home? Were the daughter's car seats still there? Was one of the girls' EpiPens still in the house? Oh, I bet she did ask that. Watts didn't show any emotion during their conversations and tried to change the subject away from his missing family. It seemed off, Kessinger said. That's one quote we got out of the interview. There's a couple more, but still. While at work, August 14th, she texted Watts, pushing him to tell what he knew about their disappearance and asking what he had done. He told her he would never hurt his family. It got to a point that he was telling me so many lies that I eventually told him that I did not want to speak to him again until his family was found, she said. Kessinger checked the news in hopes that Shanann and the girls would be found. The next morning, she called the Weld County Sheriff's Office to tell them about her relationship with Watts and his lies, she said. She met with FBI investigators that day. I just wanted to help, she said. With a pregnant woman and 2 children missing, I was going to do anything I could, except for, I had to break my SIM card because I didn't want them to see that and, a couple other things. But I was going to do anything else I could. His suspicions proved true when police arrested Watts later that night, August 15th, for the killings of his wife and 2 daughters. Kessinger saw it on the news. I just felt so sad, she said. Since his arrest, she has never doubted that he killed them. The story that Watts told police that he killed Shanann after he saw her strangling one of the girls is a lie, Kessinger said. He's a liar, she said. He lied about everything. Those are quotes. How do you know? How do you know? And that's it. Are you kidding me? He's a liar. He lied about everything. So were you there? Oh my gosh, you guys. Crazy. I think Chris confessed to NK afterwards. Just my opinion. Possibly. I believe she was there too. NK would say she was being supported by saying go be with. Oh, I get what you're saying. Like you can't see me if they're around. Yeah. I know. And I think there's other ways that she like did the mind games and manipulation, like about having a boy together or whatever. This winds me up too. Thank you, Woofy. Well, strawberry daiquiri, yummy. I don't know. I've never had one with liquor, but I love them like without liquor. NK looked up Chris' wife a year. Nikki, I haven't seen you in forever. Where you been, girl? A year before they started dating. NK loves married men. Chris wasn't her first one for sure, and it's not her last. Chris Watts has cataracts. Shanann Rusak was a gem. NK is a demonic witch. She looks up condom expiration dates. Yeah, she's stalking her Facebook. She was Googling her, and I mean they saw that she had looked her up. I believe, like I remember seeing that she had looked her up after that video was posted, where Shanann tells him that she's pregnant again. In the interview room, crying. My stomach's growling. I'm hungry. My face unable to talk. I know. Can you imagine? Because you would feel so guilty. I've been busy working and all. Hey, Mike dropping mom. Hey, Vicky. All right, you guys. I am going to go because Amber's going live and it's 7:55. I was trying to get off here to take a break for a minute before her live. So if you guys are interested in the Summer Wells case, please go over and support Amber Truth Seeker News. And yeah, otherwise, I think we'll do the debate on the Watts case soon. And I have some other things I'm planning, like I'm working on. Different kinds of videos. I want to do one of my like little chats with you guys, just random. And then I have a couple cases. And of course, I'm knee deep in Summer Wells stuff. There's a lot happening. So Dudley, the guy that Don Wells fired that day, that has been like kind of in question of, that's very suspicious. You fire someone the day before and he vows to get revenge, and then the next day Summer goes missing. Dudley did an interview with Psychic Reverend Donna, and it's been posted by Sweetie Pie Lowe. So there's a lot of stuff to go through with Summer Wells. So we're definitely going to do that. Okay, I'll see you guys in Amber's, and I hope you have an amazing night, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Oh, good night, Shar. I love you so much, and I bet it's late for Nikki, too. Thank you. Or no, is it early morning for you, Nikki? Oh, gosh, it's so confusing. But anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome time or an awesome night. And I'll talk to you soon, okay? Okay, bye. Thank you for coming.